Gemini Man, huh? Well, the first time I saw this trailer was basically before Avengers Endgame, and I said, it looks okay, I guess. I might go see it if there's nothing else out here. So, I mean, the concept of Will Smith being cloned never really interested me in the slightest, because haven't we already gotten that, like, iRobot, and with, what was that other movie? Oh yeah, Aladdin, Will Smith copying himself. I mean, we've already gotten cloned Will Smith, like, tons of times already. I mean, I don't think we need a movie about it at all. Going into this movie, I was not looking forward to it at all. Not in the slightest. I thought I was going to be, like, bored out of my mind, which, in most of the aspects, I was, but reasonably surprised that it's not as bad as I thought, but the movie's still pretty bad, for the most part. If there's no action happening in the film, it's just so boring. This is probably some of the worst dialogue I've seen. I'm trying to think of a movie that had worse dialogue. Maybe Abominable, but still, the dialogue was just so boring. You didn't care about anything. It's just basic spy stuff. Oh yeah, that guy betrayed us, so he knows that person's secret. We need to, it's all going through my head. I'm like, what is happening here? Can we just move on to someone beating someone up, please? I'm tired of all this. And I just got tired. And they didn't even introduce the clone until like halfway into the film, which kind of just got me wondering, I'm watching Gemini Man, right? I'm just thinking, like, when are we gonna see the clones, man? Like, we didn't get the clones. You know, the concept of Will Smith finding a Will Smith clone is very, not really interesting to me at all. But whatever, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the film right now. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
This thing that you're struggling with is fear. Embrace it and then overcome it.
Of all the people in the world to come after me, why would he send you?
Okay guys, so Gemini Man is basically about Will Smith's people are trying to kill him for some reason because they think he's a traitor for some reason, even though it's not really clear why they think he's a traitor. But anyways, then he has a clone that's kind of after him in the middle of the film. It doesn't really matter that he's after him. And then they do clone stuff, and that's just the movie. Okay, yeah, that's really it. I'm gonna leave. That's
I'm just
all.
gonna say it. This movie's dumb. This movie is really, really dumb. Okay? The concept of Will Smith having a clone, I guess that's a little interesting. And I understand. They want to show off their amazing de-aging technology, which Marvel has perfected. But it's not that good, I would say. I'd say the first scene, well, technically it's not his first scene, but one of the first scenes where we fully see it, it looks so weird. He looks like a really stiff guy. Every time he's moving, he's just stiffly moving. It's like, yeah, he looks so shiny, too. It's like at night, and he's, like, super shiny in some scenes, it looks incredible. But also, in the end, it just looked pretty bad again. And it's just so uncanny. And I just can't... And the voice he does with it, it's Will Smith's voice. They just kind of weirdly, age it down. And it just sounds weird every time he talks. And it's just... I'm not saying it's uncomfortable. It just feels weird every time he talks. But, I mean, it's just weird. It's just whatever. This movie is dumb and boring, okay? It's super boring. Unless they're doing any cool action scenes, you know, this movie's boring. The one thing I could say the action has done pretty well is there was one scene where, you know, he doesn't use a knife, he don't use a gun, he uses a motorcycle to get the living crap out of himself, Will Smith. That was a really great, I think that was a really well done scene. I mean, I would say most of the fighting scenes are pretty well done. But other than that, this movie's boring. I don't care what these characters are saying. They're saying about spy stuff and military stuff and you betrayed us. And I don't get all that stuff. I don't get all this, I don't know all this spy crap, this assassin crap. I don't care. I just want to watch a fun action movie about Will Smith and a clone, okay? And the clone aspect is just dumb, okay? Will Smith does an okay job at his role, okay? He doesn't do amazing, and he doesn't do terrible. I mean, there are some moments where they're trying to be super emotional when he starts yelling. It's like, why did you do this? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like... This is, I mean, sometimes he starts yelling to be, so we can have an emotional impact on the audience, but I'm like, okay, this yelling came out of nowhere, okay? Like, every time they try to add some emotion, it just feels so weird, because it just feels so out of place with this film. It doesn't feel like you should add emotion to this, it just seems like an action film. We have other characters. We have love interest girl. Yeah, she's there. because she was with Will Smith at that one point, and now she's a target, so she has to escape with him for some reason. Then, of course, there's this guy we meet in the beginning. These two guys, they die, of course, because, you know, we didn't really care about those guys. Then we got this Japanese dude, which, honestly, he was pretty funny. This guy can get he's the guy you can get your stuff things. If you want a jet, you can get that. If you want a plane, you can get that. You want a nice place to stay, he can get anything. He's just the get guy, and he also sort of the comic relief. And honestly, he was pretty funny. I enjoyed this character, but guess what? He died. Yeah, he died. He just died all of a sudden, though. Like, it took me a while to realize he was dead, but I was like, oh, snap. Look, they just killed off this character. Oh. I kind of enjoyed him, but, oh well, I guess the movie has to go and finish the movie. Even though they didn't really need to kill him off the way they did. They just blew him up in a car. But, okay, sure. He's dead. Okay, let's move on with the movie. There's not really a story at all. It's just Will Smith trying to escape Will Smith, or just in general the Gemini company, apparently. That's why it's called. It's kind of weird how it's called Gemini Man. I understand why it's called that, but also the company he's running from is Gemini, which is kind of stupid. Okay, I wouldn't call the company Gemini. Okay, why call it Gemini? That's dumb. They're not meant to make clones and duplicates of people. I just thought that was really stupid of them to call it the Gemini Company when the movie's called Gemini Man. It just doesn't make sense, okay? The clone aspect of this movie doesn't come into play until like half of the film later. And at a certain point, I forgot this was a clone film. I just thinking about Will Smith just running away from stuff, okay? Like, I didn't care about it. I mean, sure, I gotta admit, the technology for it, the de-aging process, was pretty well done. Okay, in some shots, it's really bad. And you can tell it's really bad. You can see he looks so shiny sometimes, like he's a new toy. Like, they could have done so much better on some parts. And sometimes when he's moving, he just looks a little bit stiff and rigid like this. Just starts moving in some weird ways, and it's just so uncanny to me. So get this, the clone stuff gets even stupider. Okay, so at the end of the movie, we have a new character out of nowhere that just gets introduced. He's like this super soldier that just does super soldier stuff, and the entire time I'm like, why didn't you send this guy to go kill Will Smith? Okay, this guy was beating the crap out of both of the Will Smiths. It turns out, after all that, it's another clone of Will Smith. I was thinking in my mind, like, why didn't they send this guy out? I was like, Jesus Christ, don't tell me it's another Will Smith clone. When they took off the mask, I was like, yep, that's exactly who it is. I'm just like, are you serious? Did you seriously make another clone? Why? Clones don't work like that, okay? I don't think clones work like that. Sure, you can clone a person, but I highly doubt they're gonna have the exact same personality as the person and the exact same skills as that person. I've seen other shows that deal with clones, and usually the clones have a different personality, okay? The clones in this have the exact same personality and the exact same skills. That just does not work. That's not a thing. You can't do that, okay? This is dumb. This movie is dumb. I'm sorry. And I love how, when Will Smith's explaining all his pain and suffering, and apparently all that pain and suffering with clone Will Smith. I'm like, you're kidding me. So he feels all this crap too. This doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. The clone aspect is just blowing my mind how stupid it is. In my opinion, this movie was very long, but also very, very short. I feel like we didn't get to really know who these characters are. We just kind of just followed them around. We didn't know who that chick was, because she was just there, I guess. And Will Smith, we sort of know him. He hates killing people, I guess. Even though he kills a whole bunch of people, and he says it haunts him, even though we don't really see him, reflect on it haunting him. It just seems like he just kills them. I mean, whatever. And then that clown, of course, we get introduced to him. He's explained everything. Then he's like, no, Dad, I'm not a clone. You're lying. And then when she shows up, it's like, okay, guy, I'm on your side, guys. I'm a good guy now. I'm like, Jesus, that was fast. That guy just turned around being a good guy super, super fast. I was shocked. Really. And also the bad guy, he was just really lame. He was just trying to kill Will Smith. And then he's like, ooh, yes, you are a clone. I am a loving father. I'm loving. Even though every time he's like saying that, he's always like threatening him as well. So it's like, how could you call yourself a loving father? Every time you're talking to your son, you're threatening him about some stupid nonsense. But whatever, I feel like we just need a little bit more on these characters, then maybe the movie could have been better. But that meant more dialogue. And the dialogue in this film, it's just so boring. I can't stand the dialogue. And then sometimes the movie tries to be funny, and it does have some legit good jokes, but not many good jokes at all. And plus, about the clone doesn't even have a goddamn name. His name is Junior. They don't give him a name, honestly. His name is Junior. I guess the writers just felt lazy enough not to actually give him a proper name. That's dumb, okay? It's just, this movie's not terrible, okay, guys? It's not terrible. There's a lot of enjoyable parts, but there's, like, so much negative that, honestly, I have no idea if I'll ever watch this film again. In all honesty, I don't know. Do I recommend this film? Maybe not. It's not great. I mean, I haven't seen Addams Family yet, so I have no idea if I can say if Addams Family is better or not. But anyways, I give this movie about a 5 out of 10. It's fine for what it is. I'll probably never see it again, even if it's on television. I'll probably just go to a streaming site, basically. So, yeah. I would not really rush to go see this in theaters. Probably just wait till it goes on streaming. So anyways, that's really it for me, guys. So, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody.